Today, as per our title, we're diving into something that touches the soul and lingers long after the last note fades. I'll tell you that in just a minute, but first, welcome. If this is your first time visiting, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for doing that. Now, we're diving into something that touches the soul and lingers long after that last note fades, and that is lyrics. Not just rhymed lines or clever turns of phrase, but lyrics that move, that leave an imprint. The question is, what's the secret behind those kinds of lyrics? That secret? Storytelling. Whether it's Springsteen singing about the working class, Joni Mitchell painting vivid portraits of lost love, or Kendrick Lamar chronicling uh, storytelling through modern struggle. It's the heartbeat behind the most powerful songs. Storytelling is what separates a catchy tune from a transformative experience. So let's dive right in. Why storytelling matters in songwriting? Well, let's begin with the core question. Why does storytelling matter in songwriting? Well, because let's face it, we're humans. We're wired for a story, really. From ancient cave paintings to TikTok clips, we connect through narrative. Stories give context, they give emotion, they give meaning. Think of a love song without a story, it's just, hey, I love you. Well, that might be nice, but it's generic. Now we add narrative, something like, uh, I met you at the corner of 5th and Main. You were crying in the summer rain. Now we care, right? We lean in because there's something going on here. Lyrics become powerful when they transport us into a world, when they introduce us to a character and make us feel something that's not ours, yet it feels like it could be, right? And here's the thing, you don't need an epic tale. Even the smallest moment can hold deep meaning. Sometimes. Sometimes it's the quietest stories that shout the loudest. So let's move on to part two, the mechanics of story in song. So, how do we tell stories in lyrics? Well, let's break it down with these 3 points. Number one, characters and voice. Song lyrics often feature a distinct voice. It might be the writer, it might be a character, or even a metaphorical persona. But the thing is, that's what we need. Here's an example. Think about Bob Dylan's song "Tangled Up in Blue." If you've never heard it, look it up. But if you're into songwriting, you probably know he's one of the greatest. But "Tangled Up in Blue," every verse shifts slightly, uh, but you follow this wandering narrator through decades of memory and love. You don't just hear his story, you live it with him. So when you write, ask yourself this: who's telling this story? What do they want? What do they fear? Things like that. Uh, Point number two, the setting and the imagery. Well, great stories happen somewhere, whether it's a smoky bar in Nashville, uh, a childhood bedroom, a city sidewalk. Uh, your setting breathes life into your lyrics. Like Taylor Swift, she doesn't just say she's heartbroken. She brings us to the back of a cab in New York, or to a diner booth at midnight, or to the echoes of footsteps on a wooden floor. Imagery gives your song a movie screen for the listener's imagination. Point three, conflict and resolution. Every story, or almost every story anyway, has tension. Something that has to happen or has happened that created the tension, even if it's subtle. Sometimes there's this: what changed, what was lost, and what was found. Sometimes it's love and all the way around. But we'll use another example: Tracy Chapman's song "Fast Car." In that song, we watch a dream rise and just collapse in just a few short verses. It's powerful. It's not just a song; it's a life lived. So in your writing, seek that emotional moment, even if the lyrics don't resolve neatly, just so long as it takes the listener somewhere. Well, that was part three. Well, it was really point three in part three. It's confusing. Now we're at part three in this whole concept, and that is real world examples. So uh, let's look at some famous lyrics and why their storytelling works. We talked about Bruce Springsteen earlier. So how about The River from Bruce Springsteen? There's this line in there that goes, then I got Mary pregnant, and man, that was all she wrote. Well, we immediately understand youth, responsibility, or even irresponsibility, dashed dreams in a single verse. We meet characters, we watch them change, and we even feel their loss, uh, the loss of innocence. It's a big one. Here's another example: Vicki Lawrence, "The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia." Massive, massive story song. It's like a full murder mystery in a song. It's cinematic. It's got twist endings. It's a southern gothic short story disguised as a pop song. And then we have another really uh, good story in a song by Eminem. It's called "Stand," and it's told through letters. We hear this fan's obsession spiral into tragedy. Um, it's a psychological thriller, and it shows the power of structure and perspective in lyrical storytelling. It's a great story. What these songs share is emotional truth. Even when fictional, they feel real. So we move on to part four: writing tips for storytelling and lyrics. Uh, how can you start writing lyrics that move? That's our whole point here. Start with a moment, big or small, like a first kiss, a long drive, a voicemail left unheard. I don't know, things like that. Write like you're writing a scene, like a script. Like, where are we? What can we see? What can we hear? What can we taste, feel, touch? All of those. Use dialogue. Um, one line of quoted speech can instantly add realism and character. Uh, don't explain. I'm not saying that. Show like I'm not sad, but something like this: your coat is still hanging on the hook. You left last night without a look. A little trite, but you get the point. You understand that this person is sad because the other person left abruptly or without any saying anything or a look. Um, so that's how you want to look at it. Now, point five, keep rewriting. There's a there's a saying that is out there. It's everybody says it that is involved in songwriting, professionals, etc. And um, it's that great songs are not written; they're rewritten. It's rare, but it has happened that the first time out, a song's written from start to finish and complete without any rewrites. But that's rare. Your first draft really is telling you what the story wants to be, you know, and so you keep doing that rewriting until you get to that epic story. Um, Lyrics that move, lyrics that mean something. And what gives lyrics meaning isn't always the rhyme or rhythm, it's the story beneath the surface. When you tell a story, you invite someone into your world, and maybe, just maybe, they find their own story hidden inside yours. So, the next time you write, ask yourself not just how does it sound, but what story am I telling? And who am I moving? That's the power of storytelling. That's how you write lyrics that move. So I got caught up in the intros. I forgot to introduce myself. So here I am, Mr. Craig. Uh, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for hanging with me. Um, Now, if this was helpful, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and especially share with someone you know that might be interested in writing lyrics. I can tell you that once you've written that storytelling lyric that moves, it's thrilling, it's epic, and if you aren't hooked on writing lyrics already, you will be. Well, this again is Mr. Craig reminding you to love boldly, live fiercely, dream mightily, and write continuously. And now that's it for me. I'm out of here. See you next time. Take care.
If I find you, will you say no?